What up? What up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. What up, everybody out there? Welcome back to the ACS Universe Daily Show. It's Monday, so I'm being accompanied so generously by the homie Sean, Nerd Coaster Nosters in the house. We got a lot to talk about today, man. It's a lot of stuff that happened over the weekend. One of our favorite shows, season 2 premiered last night. Another one of our favorite shows had its season premiere last Thursday. Wednesday. When did it come out? Wednesday or Thursday? Was it Wednesday?
What, The Boys?
It was Wednesday at midnight, right?
Wednesday at midnight, yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah,
technically Thursday, but yeah, Wednesday at midnight.
Yeah, it was.
So real quick, it doesn't look like you're broadcasting it through on YouTube. Looks like it's still showing us waiting.
Does it?
Yeah, just so you know.
Oh shit! Hold on. Hey, anybody out there watching? Give me a second. What the hell?
Yeah, it just says waiting for ACS Universe. Just so you know.
Oh man, it's been live. Like, let me see. Check.
Gotta love technology, right?
Yeah. Well, it does say up. Well, yeah. I wonder why I hadn't went live yet. Let me. I don't know what to do.
Is it show clicked on the StreamYard?
Yeah, it shows YouTube. Well, because it wouldn't even show up on YouTube if I didn't click like YouTube, you know.
Got it.
We're live, so it says live. The timer's counting. What the hell? That's so weird, man. I'm kind of don't know what to do right now. I've never had a problem where it didn't go live on YouTube, like
with no issues.
It says waiting at June 17th at 4 p.m. It is 4:04. We've been live for 4 minutes, and it is still not showing on there. Man, I don't know what to do.
So maybe it's just live for you and I.
Yeah. We'll see if it shows up on there. Man, that is crazy that it's not on. Oh, you know what? I just refreshed it, and we were just live.
Okay, now we are.
Yeah. I just refreshed it, and now it's like, yo, y'all. Okay. Scary. Anyway, I don't know how long y'all been watching this. We've been going back and forth for a few minutes trying to figure out, like, because it was saying we weren't live, and I'm like, no, what has happened? But anyway, welcome back to ACS Daily. It is Monday the 17th. Like I said, if you guys missed what we were talking about just a few minutes ago, House of the Dragon, insane. The Boys, super insane.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff to talk about along the way, considering I hadn't been live since last Monday. Real quick. Let me hold up. I know what it was. Let me find something real quick. Here it is. Here we go. So I just want to pull this up I know I said something about it last week briefly, because things hadn't been finalized yet, but I have moved to another job where I'm working third shift now, so overnights, in which case this is the new schedule for the ACS Universe Daily, Mondays and Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern time. So if you're able to catch it, I appreciate it. If not, I'm sorry that life happens, had to change up, got a new job. So that's where the schedule is going. So I think a lot of people there. I don't think there's not a lot of morning shows out there, man.
There's really not. It's usually like late afternoon
or at night. Yeah. So y'all, if y'all looking for something, you want to catch something before you go to work or anything like that, I'll be live 8 p.m. Eastern time to entertain you for those things. So again, let me throw it back up here real quick. 8 Mondays and Fridays, 8 a.m. And man, let's get into it. Let me get some get my Cruel Summer playing, because bro, it's hot. It's like it's hot, man. And I think like we hit the I'm sure for you guys it's been a little bit warmer, but we hit pretty much almost hit 100. Like it's early this year. We usually don't hit that shit until like July.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we hit it like it's not even mid-June yet, basically. Well, it's right about mid-June.
Oh yeah.
But last week it was hitting the 90s like the entire week, man.
Yeah, we hit 110, 111 last week already. So like this. So let me see this. Like this week, let's see. It will get back. So like come Thursday, we'll have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be like 110 plus for 4 straight days.
Oh
here.
Man.
And that's like, oh, this is nice because it will get up to it was last year. I remember it got up to 100. The highest we had last year was like 122 last year.
man.
Yeah, you just didn't leave the house at that point.
Yeah.
You just
yo, what up, Ruthie? Ruthie, if you've been commenting, I'm sorry we hadn't seen. Like, I'm just now seeing comments too that just popped up. I don't know if it's tripping on my end. I think we might have some issues going on considering how long we thought we weren't live. Yeah, Don, man, you know what I heard yesterday? Like, I was out or not yesterday, but Saturday. I hadn't been to the lake just yet this year, and went with one of my buddies. He co-hosts Instant Replay with me, PJ.
Yep.
We went to the lake, and when they were talking, they had him and another guy that was with us had both been to Arizona before. I ain't never been to Arizona. I know it's hot as fuck. I know the weather's like dry, hot shit. Bro, they was like, there are people who live there that like they're so accustomed to it, they don't even have ACs. I was like, no, wait, you have to be.
Yeah. So I was born and raised here. So there's very few natives that were born and raised here. Usually it's like snowbirds or people from like a surrounding state
yeah.
But yeah, there are some that that don't, and the most that they'll have is like a swamp cooler.
Yeah.
And then even with that they'll rarely use it. But I'm sorry, when it gets to 120 plus, there's no one that can convince me you can sit in your house and like 90 degrees in your house and you're like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, this is normal. This is what do you mean hot? Yeah, nah, man. It's when I was on I learned about like it had been at that point in time hadn't been like too many hot places in the United States. But when I went first deployment to Iraq, that's when I was like, okay, yeah, there's place, because it was like you'd wake up to run to the bathroom, and because we didn't have bathrooms in our rooms, we stayed in these little things, whatever. You had to like get up and go to a bathroom, and you'd go out there, and it'd be like 105 at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
bro, let me tell you something. That's when I said, okay, yeah, there are places that get way hotter than Georgia, so I complain about the Georgia heat sometimes. But you have
humidity though. We don't. We don't have it here. So that's a game changer. Humidity. So
humidity.
It's like you walk outside and it feels like you just jumped in the pool.
Literally, we got. Me and my wife got back from there. We both showered because it's a lake and shit or whatever. So we walked outside like afterwards, and immediately both of us started sweating. That's how like it was like, I don't know, 98 degrees, something like that around here, and it was just hot and sticky and just gross. So we hope everybody's staying cool in these. If you're living in some of these places where it's like just ridiculously hot. So let's get into it, man. Let's see. Let me. So this is something I saw last week and didn't get a chance to talk about it. If you don't know, I am a Watchmen guy. Like, I am a big fan. I love the graphic novel. It is absolutely incredible, flawless. I think that what Zach did with that material and was able to do with something that was considered to be unfilmable, it was pretty dope. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the Watchmen, when the first time I saw it, I was like impressed by how closely and how good he adapted that. So now we have an animated sort of feature coming out in 2 parts. We're gonna take a look at this this trailer real quick. Hopefully they don't bounce us, because you know how it is a Warner Brothers thing, which is an odd thing. I know they own the rights or whatever, but considering how lauded the live action movie is, this is a move. This is a move right here. Putting out a putting out an animated film, and and again, it would be, I think it would strike differently if we had never gotten any type of adaptation of the Watchmen book ever, and then this was coming out. It's just it's and I've seen a lot of I've seen it all, just scrolling through shit, people talking trash about it, whatever. Not about the quality of it or how it looks, but just that people saying, well, didn't this just get done? Like, whenever Zach, what I'm saying, in 2009 or whatever, whenever Zach dropped his. So let's take a look, man, at this. I mean, shit looks good. It looks good. I'm not going to, I love the above anything else. Yes, I do like Zach's film, but the book is king. It's like one of the best things I've ever written as far as, a graphic novel goes, where you're really thinking about the shit that you're reading, the material and all these things, and the things that are happening, and sort of putting that shit in place in your mind. But let me get this up here. So here's this trailer. We'll watch this trailer real quick for Watchmen.
Someone's picking off costumed heroes. Maybe this was a political killing.
No. Somebody knows why. There is good and there is evil, and evil must be punished. I do not do this thing because it is permitted. I do it because I have to.
It was crazy. If some of those scenes, if you were to pull up Zach's film,
oh yeah,
there's, I mean, especially at the very beginning where the comedian is getting thrown through the window, because they have that obviously in the original trailer from 09, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then obviously it's a major scene the first 5-10 minutes of the film. It
Mm-hmm.
literally looks like an animated shot of what Zach filmed. It's pretty close.
Yeah, it is. And I've always that beginning scene is I love the movie so much, so sometimes like that was my favorite scene of the movie for the longest, just because they filmed that off of basically nothing. It was the conversation between the two detectives as they talked about like what happened to Blake when he got, and then that Zach was able to create that off of nothing, basically, just so I want to know if they're gonna start. So look, here's this one. Let's see. Pull this up. This is a comparison that I saw.
So I haven't seen this.
Heroes.
Maybe this was a political killing.
No. Somebody knows why. There is good and there is evil, and evil must be punished. I do not do this thing because it is permitted. I do it because I have to.
Oh, that's dope. This is the first time I've seen this comparison.
It's pretty smooth, ain't it?
It is, yeah.
I just saw it because I was I try to keep from pulling up like trailers from Twitter because they glitch so much when I try to play them. So I went and searched it on YouTube so we could watch it, and then I seen that one. So I was like, oh, that's
exactly it right there.
Yeah. That's so look, man, I'm looking forward to it, but obviously those comparisons are going to be there, and I think I would like to ask the question: why did y'all do this animated movie when you sort of have that thing that's there that's so close to the original? And look, we know Zach changed the ending, and he's talked about that before too. And I think that up until I saw the sort of original ending in the TV show.
Yep.
Yeah. I too could sort of question how that would look in live action as opposed to the way Zach chose to have Dr. Manhattan kill all those people in his movie. But then you see the show and it's like, oh, that shit didn't look too bad. He could have got away with that. But I also still like the way Zach ended his Watchmen as well. So no, I think it's probably gonna get a little bit more in depth than which, man. I know we talked about it before. You ever seen that the full cut of Watchmen, bro? Like from start with all the Black Freighter stuff in it. It's pretty in depth, man. So,
for me, the 09 version, when I think about just graphic novel or comic book movies, it's up there in my top 3.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember seeing what version we got in 09, and it was like, I gotta go buy another ticket. I gotta watch this again. Type feeling, right? But I do wish when I think about Watchmen content, I do wish they would have done another season of the TV show, because I mean there was so much there that they could have done for at least 1 or 2 more seasons. But understandably, the writer was like, "Yeah, I'm done. See y'all later. Moving on." So that was unfortunate. But anytime we get Watchmen content, I'm all for.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that, and let me. That was didn't see that today. That came out last week, and I remember when I saw it, I was like, I had heard that they were going to do this. Let me look, and I was like, oh, it looks good. That shit looks good. I mean, it looks good. It looks good. You know what I mean? Like I can't even. Does. And then that's why I said my only question is why.
Why?
Yeah. So I'm guessing maybe they're trying to further the story to a different audience or whatever. And look, I saw some people talking shit to each other over. What's it more was like, he doesn't watch none of his
No.
stuff. Anything that's made off of his material, he doesn't watch any of it. So don't get, well, he didn't watch Zach's movie. He ain't gonna watch this shit either. Why?
No, he's not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's like, yo, he's a fucking absolutely great writer. Probably a little bit of an asshole, but who cares? He's you know what I'm saying? And he's not going to watch this either. So
yeah, it's not as if he's going to pull up on Saturday morning with his bowl of Wheaties and start watching.
This Watchmen.
Yeah, he's not going to
just because it wasn't done by Zach or whatever. So
yeah,
there's that. All right, let me. I also forgot to play. That's pretty much stuff I saw.
What the hell is that?
Saw the Watchmen. Dude, that's it. That's insane. Where we at? Well, okay, here we go. All right, so let me see what we got. Also some more Zach stuff that I didn't get a chance to sort of talk about, and I know you saw this last week.
Yep.
The titles for the director's cuts were dropped. Chapter 1, Chalice of Blood. I mean, I had seen something about this, but this is for coming from the man himself, his mouth, word of mouth. So he's like, Chalice of Blood, Chapter 2, Curse of Forgiveness. August 2nd, going to drop both of them at the same time. You want to talk about sitting down for 6 hours and binging?
if you do them all, it's gonna be about 4 or 5 hours for these two cuts together.
So let's go. I don't even. You don't need to say less.
Well, the question would be to you is: are you going to revisit the first two again before you watch the director's cut, or are you just going to go right into the director's cut? For both of them,
I don't know. I haven't decided yet because it's going to be one of those situations. I know it's like the BVS Ultimate Edition. Yep. I saw BVS in theaters when it first came out. I think about 6 or 7 times, and then once the director's cut, the Ultimate Edition came out, and I actually watched it. I've never seen the theatrical cut again ever.
Yeah, I haven't either.
So like this is one of those same situations where. Once I watch these director's cuts, I'm never going to watch the other ones again because I'm sure the difference is going to be that sort of. I think they're going to be better. I mean, as much as I like the first two, I think they're going to be better. And as soon as first time I see somebody get chopped in half or blood go spraying out, that's it for me.
And that's the thing right there. That's what when these titles came out, they released the new run times for them as well, so we could see exactly how much more content was going to be added to them. And that was the other thing they mentioned as far as how much more graphic these are expected to be or going to be versus the first two cuts. And to your point, once you see obviously the better version, you never go back to the other.
Nah, I'm pretty sure. So August 2nd, man. I'm glad he's putting them out on the same day. I do.
So we only got 2 weeks from tomorrow before they drop. So yeah,
it's gonna be.
And they've got a new picture. I mean, a new image of Jimmy there, so there's something new coming with that as far as whatever that scene is. So
So it's gonna be. Oh wait. You said 2 weeks from tomorrow.
2 weeks from tomorrow. The 18th, and 2 weeks from that is the 2nd.
Sorry,
2 months. Sorry, 2 months.
Oh, okay.
2 months. Sorry. Wow. Okay.
I was like, wait, you know something I don't? Like, I spill it, man, spill it. That's why I was like, yo, is it coming?
Yeah, I just got off the phone with Zach, and he's just gonna send over he's just sending over a copy. He's actually getting overnight.
He's gonna mail you a thumb drive, man. We got you.
A thumb drive. He's gonna casually just leave it on the Starbucks counter for me to pick up. 2 months, not 2 weeks. 2 months.
That it's. I mean, look, we all can't wait. It's when it happens. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot to process. You might, it's going to take people a second before they sort of take it in and are able to give. I think immediately, probably off rip. If the first one starts the way that book starts, have you ever read the? Oh,
I have,
With Noble and the if it starts like that, you're locked in for however long the ride is or whatever. So, and also Zach put this out last week, man. I saw this and I was like, I like the artwork. Zach been talking about Twilight of the Gods for a few years, obviously, working with Netflix and stuff. But I think
it's been a minute since he's
and we finally got some stuff. I know him and Debbie went to it's like sort of an animation festival that was in May or whatever, where he dropped some stuff. And so last week we got our first, it ain't that long. I know it's not that long, but we got our first little look at Twilight of the Gods. So let's take it.
Welcome to Hell's Door.
We fear no gods. They want war. I will give it to them.
September 19th, so we got that to look forward to.
Yeah, and then we got, and we know we got confirmation that Hans Zimmer.
Yep, doing the score.
Doing the score.
Yeah,
I mean, his stuff is always great.
Yeah,
So.
Hans Zimmer's a fucking he's a dope.
Yeah,
throw this up here real quick. But so, yeah, so like gods killing gods will go unnoticed, but Immortal that will remake the world September 9th. I'm all in for this. I mean, I don't know. It's a series, right?
It's a series, yeah. And I haven't seen anything out there if they're gonna do like a
counter.
Yeah, if they're gonna do like a I haven't seen an episode count. I also haven't seen if they're just gonna drop the entire season or series versus
At one
kind of
time?
doing or doing like a weekly thing. I haven't seen anything on that yet. I know a lot of people would prefer. I mean, when you want to keep the audience engaged, do a weekly versus dropping the whole thing. But everyone's gonna want to, mostly have the whole thing drop so they can just binge watch the entire show, right?
Yeah,
so.
yeah. No, it looks good. It looks good. It looks like it's going to be worth the wait. And Zach loves the gods, man. He likes doing shit that deals with gods and that sort of paradigm, like between them and like mortal humans and shit. Like I think he loves that subject matter.
Like that mythology, like that Greek mythology type stuff.
Yeah. So like no, but this looks good, man. This looks good. I think some of the I'm pretty sure I can't wait for the violence. That's I'm dude, I'm always here for the heads getting cut off and shit.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm Thor, Zeus, all of these, and it's cool too because as a fan of like that sort of shit, like I've seen different iterations. I play God of War, the new ones, Ragnarok and stuff. You see different iterations of Thor and like, and then now we're gonna get some more different iterations in this case. So yeah,
yeah, because even the Assassin's Creed did a game that had their game and they had their own iteration of like Thor and Loki and all that too. Yeah, so
I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure. I know you are.
I am. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm. Well, let's get it, Zach. Let's get it. It looks like he's gonna have Netflix's like slate full on for the next, at least coming close to the end of the year, man. What do you think about this news, man? This is crazy. I love the Blue Beetle movie. I was a fan of it. I think there was a few issues here and there, but I would have had no problem seeing Zolo sort of take that torch and carry that character, and at least see him once or twice more before they just act. You know what I'm saying? Before I don't know if Zolo's gonna play Jaime in this. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It just says Blue Beetle animated series in the works as DV plots next chapter. So I think there was a lot of potential with the movie. I think there was, and it just, as with a lot of movies that we've seen over probably the past year, that just get to the box office and just
I feel this approach is telling for the character. I mean, again, especially when the movie came out almost around this time last year, so it hasn't even been a full year yet since the movie came out. But I mean, the movie really didn't do well.
No,
I mean, when you think about box office, and then obviously the whole all the nonsense around the DC stuff has I think hurt that movie. It's hurt a lot of movies. But this is telling. I mean, this tells me that they don't have confidence in going to try to do another live action follow up or even bring the character into the fold and other, which we don't know yet. That's just my perception and speculation. I'm not saying that the live action character won't show up in DC somewhere at some point, but this tells me that those chances are probably a little bit slimmer since they're going right to an animated series. So it's interesting, but I mean, I'm not surprised.
Oh, you still there? Apologies, the music. I think it cut you out a little bit.
Oh no, yeah, no worries. Yeah, I mean, because I don't even think the movie even made back its.
No, it didn't.
Right? Yeah,
and it was also one of those that up until that point, a few had sort of seen a little bit more success once they hit streaming. As far and this one, which I had never, I personally, I had never met anybody who saw it who thought it was trash or anything like that. Some people didn't like some of the things that were in it. Some people thought that like the look at the Hispanic was over the top, overly done or whatever. Which I'm not Hispanic, so I don't know. I enjoyed the way it was, you know what I'm saying, what was shown to me in the movie. So
I am, and it didn't bother me.
Yeah, okay. So there you go. Yeah, there you go. So like, and so like, I think some of what you said, this is I think they don't know if they want to put money into live action, but they're not willing to give up on the character 100%. So they're going to give it a animated show, and that's when I think Blue Beetle blew up. With Young Justice, that's when I think Blue Beetle really, like, the, you know, when you're talking about like when he was, so like that's when I sort of got this fondness for the character. You know what I'm saying? Like watching Young Justice, whatever, like even though knowing that Blue Beetle had been around for a long time, that's when I was like, yo, this dude is, I like Blue Beetle, man. I like the story. I like the Scarab. I like the conflict that it puts on Jaime. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit that he has to deal with because of it, and it's, you know, some real shit, man. So I like it. So
well, and sometimes some of these characters, they're not necessarily maybe not made for live action, right? Maybe animation is the best path for some of these characters, and who knows? I mean, this might find a great deal of success as a character in the animated space, right?
Yeah,
and then then DC can capitalize on that. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, we can see the exact same thing for what Marvel did with X-Men 97, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't have. I don't think a lot of what they did with that could have been achieved in live action. It wouldn't have looked as good in live action. No. But they got the audience's attention. They took a lot of risk, and it turned out to pay off. And now you have an audience who can't wait to see season 2. And
exactly.
And DC needs to now say, hey, maybe this character didn't work out in live action, but maybe we can make it work in animation. So
it's a shame, dude, because man, the first time I saw him in that suit, I was like, that is incredible, man. Like, it's one of the best. You know, I mean, practical. Like when you saw him on set in the suit, I was like, yo, that's Blue Beetle. Like, you know what I mean? Like it, not without hesitation. Not he didn't even need the excuse me, the stuff you might see on a live action, like behind the scenes suit with these orange dots or all of these. When I saw him walking the set with that on, I was like, that's incredible. Like that's whoever put that together is. So I think their hearts were in the right places, and I think it's a shame that it didn't make more money than it did, because I think it will. But like we just said, who knows? Maybe Gunn slides him into episode of Creature Commandos or some shit, because that's animated and you get to see him there, and that's where this is coming from. Who knows? But we'll wait and see, man. We'll wait and see. So I saw this and I was like, oh man, that means I'm not gonna get to see my man's in live action no more.
No, not at least not for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, for real. So I mean, obviously this is pretty old now, because the last time we were on was last Monday. But another director is gone from Blade.
And we've touched on Blade on this show a couple of times, right? We keep saying something else is going to happen, and sure as shit, something else happened.
I saw something earlier, and I didn't have the opportunity to sort of quote tweet. I wanted to quote it, and it said that they're planning on starting shooting on Midnight Suns after Blade, and I was like, well, that means that's never going to happen as well. Nope. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? So they say, Mahershala Ali's attorney Shelby Weiser on Marvel Studios' Blade still not filming. That deal was in 2019, and they still haven't shot it, which is pretty much the craziest thing in my professional experience.
Yep.
It is insane to me.
Yeah, did you see Wesley Snipes came out and threw some shade?
Hey, man.
Oh, you got it. Okay, you got it.
Yeah, I come on, load up, man. It says Blade. Lordy. Folks still looking for the secret sauce, riding snowmobiles in traffic. Kind of rough. Daywalkers make it look easy, don't they? How hard... I'll bring this down and ask you, man, just off, how hard is it to make a movie with a 2-time Academy Award-winning actor playing your lead and just slicing vampires in half the whole time? What? Something I don't know what it is, but I think at this point in time, this is why this is so funny, because he's even to the point where he's like, okay, I know who I am, and I know like I shouldn't say something, but fuck it. Yeah, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, I mean, at this point in his career, he's got nothing to lose, right?
No, yeah. But I mean, even him say like he's probably gonna have something to do with it. They, you know what I'm saying? Because fans have asked, and so like he needn't say anything, but he is, that's how bad this is. Like when it's the way it looks to us is bad, but when he's saying this, man, what are we doing? How can we not get this movie done? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, to your point. I mean, I think it said the quote on there had like the year 2019 when the contract was put in place. I mean, we're talking 5 years, and we can't. To your point, we can't get a Blade movie like filmed and out. I mean, don't get me wrong. The previous 3 that we've gotten, 1 and 2 were great. Obviously, we know what happened with part 3.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of behind the scenes nonsense between him and Ryan and whatnot. But I mean, so many people when this was announced were looking forward to it. Then we had that talk over at the end of Eternals.
Yep.
I mean, so that got everyone hyped, and then it just seems every time we think something else can't push this film back, something comes up and pushes this film back. I mean, not even 2 or 3 weeks ago they pushed the date out. And and we talked about it, and I think we both said, well, what's going to happen next? It was as if we knew, we were expecting one more domino was going to fall here, and here we are 2-3 weeks later, and now this director's out. They got to bring another one in, and you know that director's going to have his own wants and takes and opinions, which will now delay this even further. I mean, at this point, I've almost like I'm throwing my hands up. I don't think we're ever going to get this film, and we just need to accept that fact and move on.
Until I think the only way we'll get it is somebody will have to step in, and it's going to have to be a point where, and look, I think the fault when it happens this many times, the fault isn't just with one thing. It's Feige. It's you know, the directors they're bringing in, all these people in this circle of people responsible for making this movie. And I put Feige right up there because I'm sure he's not agreeing. There has to be something where he's not agreeing with something. You know what I'm saying? Like I can only see how these conversations are happening where, you know, a lot of directors are like, man, I don't want to step in it. You asked me to come direct this movie for you. Sure, I love the character Blade. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, you want me to do this, and this? I don't want to do that, man. You asked me to come in and direct this movie. You didn't say you was going to direct it, and I was just going to put my name on it. And that's probably how a lot of the movies and the comic book films in either universe go to a certain extent. Whereas, you know what I'm saying? Like whoever's choreographing the entire thing, sort of, they have this outline and
that's a great point, because I can absolutely see Kevin sitting down with that director after the director signed on thinking one thing, and then as they start rolling or start doing stuff, Kevin's like, nope, I'm scrap that, I don't like that, or that's not what I wanted.
Well, what'd you bring me on for is probably what, and then they leave. So and so we'll see what happens, but I thought Wesley, that was dope.
yeah Wesley's out there just throwing the shit.
And I think what was trying to ice skate uphill. that the quote from the movie, like that shit is so funny, and it's dude, this is one of the few topics sort of in pop culture with this Blade thing that like people normally universally agree on social media. Like they're like, what the fuck is taking so long to make a movie about a dude killing vampires? And we understand it's more nuanced than that, but like what is the problem here? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that and it's universal. It's not one of these things where it's like when you're gonna have conversations about like what James Gunn's doing with DC right now as opposed to what Zach was gonna do with it. It's not one of those. It's like people, the university are like, what is taking so long for this movie to start shooting?
I mean, we could get 5 Twilight films out. We can't get a new Blade out.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's what do we do? I don't know. So maybe we'll get some good news in the next few months. But Wesley Snipes, man, keep doing it, man.
Or we'll be talking about this again in 2 weeks when the lead actor walks away. Right?
That is the one thing that I think everyone is sort of universally waiting on is for that. And when it happens, people are gonna be like, "Call me surprised," and that's
exactly.
Yeah, it's a total film. We got their little Deadpool covers and Deadpool and Wolverine cover. I like everything I've seen. Obviously, again, not trying to put out too much. Every time we see Wolverine, he has the same pretty much 3 little gunshots in his suit or whatever. So, like, I don't know what changes are gonna come to that, but I did like the cover. Thought it was pretty cool. Then they dropped some pics.
Some new images,
there's one. Hold up, I seen one. Oh yeah, somebody said this is the Blade from the TV show Blade. Is it? I remember that
really
show.
tell.
Didn't watch it because I heard it was not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I remember the show was not. You're right. It wasn't good. But I can't. I can't go back in my brain and think, yeah, is that the same person or not?
Yo, hey, this is a good point. Did you see where they're having an official Marvel podcast? It's supposed to start, I think, next week. It's supposed to be on Wednesdays.
Oh,
maybe we'll get like an official, like where I think Feige is supposed to be like the first guest they have. Maybe. Obviously the hosts are probably handpicked to ask the questions they want them to ask, but maybe if you got a little bit of some Rough Riders on it, they might be like, hey, Feige, what the fuck's going on with Blade, bro? let us in, you know what I mean? Maybe we might, but that's a good point. They do have that. I seen that. I think I seen it yesterday, or maybe it was this morning. But Marvel's gonna have an official podcast out every Wednesday. I don't know when it starts or whatever, but yeah, I seen somebody pull up a picture of that. This might be the Blade from the. Let me see something. Can I zoom in? Will it not let me? Nope.
no, yeah.
It's the zoom. Let me go back to it. Yeah. So like, I don't know, but his attire looks that way though. It looks like he has those little vests.
It does look like it, yeah.
Yeah, it does. So I don't know if
Wouldn't
that's
that be crazy? We get a cameo from the TV Blade, but we can't get the Blade movie going. What a
yeah.
not.
So that could be. I like these shots. Total Film normally has some pretty good shots for movies when they come out.
I mean, at that rate, give me Wesley Snipes Blade as a cameo too. Just give
if you're gonna put him in, yes, yeah. Which. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'll be honest right now, 1,000%. If he doesn't show up in this, I'm gonna be surprised. If this does in fact turn out to be the Blade from the TV show, and they don't have Wesley Snipes in here, yeah, I'll be surprised. Matter of fact, I wonder, dude, wouldn't it be crazy if with all this shit going on, what if Mahershala did film a little clip for this? What if you filmed a little something? It could have, and now they're like, it starts June 26th. Let's see. It starts, they'll say June 26th, the Marvel Podcast Show, or just talk to William okay. I'll hit him up and ask him. Yeah, I did see like where somebody posted something about that earlier. Well, let's see. This one is
God, that dog.
Yeah. It's his tongue, it's CG tongue. Brother Boots is killing me right here. The fucking and Wolverine's always looking at him like that's disgusting, bro.
Yep. Well, it's a little bit, yeah. It's Deadpool.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but he's still looking at him like the same way when he makes that comment to him about, well, it's hard to fucking eat with your mask off too.
Yep.
So, good shit, man. Also, I seen this last week. Deadpool is I think it's gonna be more than this to my personally, just because when the weekend it comes out, that's a lot, and I think if they hold what they've been doing until we get to that weekend, whereas nothing is being spoiled, I think it's going to be more.
Agreed, and I'm hoping nothing gets spoiled since it's happening the same weekend as Comic-Con this year.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely hoping nothing happens from a spoiler perspective there. But yeah, I mean, when they put tickets on sale, I think the first day, I mean, it already sold. Yeah. I mean, it had broke records just selling on a first day pre-order. And that was what, about a month ago.
Yeah.
So
and then they expected to break the current record for highest opening for an R-rated movie, destroying that record. $132 million is the record. Destroying that, and this was $132 million, like basically a little bit over a month before BVS came out. So like, that's like at that point in time, that's a pretty good chunk right there for opening weekend. But no, 200 to 240 million. Yeah, I think it's gonna be more. I think it's gonna be one of those like. That's all anyone does that entire weekend is go see this movie. Besides the people who are lucky enough to attend Comic-Con and things of that nature.
I'll be surprised at this number. I'll be kind of surprised if this number isn't hit. This number.
Yeah, I will be. I'll be like, what the? Yeah. Then that's at the point where I'll be like, somebody got something spoiled for it if it doesn't. If it doesn't. So I really expect that. What up, RJ's at Sticky Fingers? Nah, man. Hey, somebody like I was telling somebody here, like somebody said that's the that's the actor from the TV show, man. The TV show Blade. Remember that little series they had or whatever? That'd be insane. And also, like you just said, if we can't get Mahershala Ali, 2-time Academy Award winner, on the screen, boy.
But we got TV Blade.
Yeah. If anyone wasn't hungry for content with these people, just chill out because we don't know what is going on doing in these studios. True. I guess. No. When it comes to hunger for content, you know what? I want to see it as bad as the next person. I don't want nothing spoiled for me. No, I am fine not seeing another clip of this movie until July 26th. You know what I mean? Like I'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah, and for me, it's not so much like itching for content. So I want to address that point because I clearly understand the behind the scenes aspects, right? Whether executive shareholders, whoever aren't agreeing on the approach of a certain film or a certain IP. Yeah, I totally get that. My thing is that at some point, shut it down. I mean, like with Blade, it's been 5 years. If we're not going to do it, then just don't do it. Yeah. But if you're going to keep pushing things out, what you're doing is you're keeping the conversation moving and going, and then you get the fans who are your hardcore fans, whether it's for that particular IP or for the studio, who are going to be like, what the fuck's going on, right? So, I mean, I think there's various ways to look at it. But again, I fully understand there's so many behind the scenes things that we either don't know, we'll never know. But again, when you've told fans one thing and then you tell them nothing else as far as progression, it's just always delays. Yeah. So expect some frustration from your fan base.
Yeah. No, I feel you, man. And yeah, I'm sure that they're I hope they're scrambling, trying to figure out what they're, not exactly scrambling in a desperation, because then that's when you put out trash, when you get that. But I'm talking about like, so let's get this thing corrected. Like, I think at this point in time, I think if you're looking at Feige's like table, he should have just slid everything off that motherfucker right into the floor and just put Blade right in the middle and said, this has to be the focal point. Because the movie that they got coming out next month, this right here, it's going to be so massively huge that like, and then people go, well, where's you know what I'm saying? What's next? What you know what I mean? Start looking for, because once this comes out, and if they do have Mahershala Ali with a clip in here or whatever the case may be, now you have to make that movie. You have to do something, because this is probably resetting a lot of shit, sort of putting a lot of things and sort of what they want to do going forward with the MCU. So yeah, they're gonna have to make sure.
Yeah, they gotta do something. Something.
We'll see what happens. Also saw this again, another spoiler for the Wolverine. It's a headpiece. This is the hot toys that they've reviewed the little collectibles for it. Dude, look at that. That's insane.
Yeah, it is.
That is insane. Probably $700. So won't have it, but still.
Yeah. Yeah. Some size. Yeah. Depending on the size of it. Yeah. Some of those sideshow ones can get pretty.
It's 1/6, man. That's pretty massive. Okay. Yeah. And so, but it looks good. It looks good. But again, like we've always talked about how they haven't done it. Marvel hasn't done it with any of their stuff that they put out promotionally wise. But everybody else who they're working with, who is going to make toys for them or make posters for them or do anything like that for them to distribute alongside this movie, they have not been shy about putting Wolverine's cowl out there at all.
Yeah, I think this is the second one it's not the same one. This is a different one, but the second one we've seen with him wearing it. So
yeah. So I mean, I'm pretty sure this is probably pretty close to it. I mean, it's it looks cool. It looks cool. As a matter of fact, I mean, of course, we've already talked about how we would love to have seen this for the first time on the screen in the movie when it happens. But by the time we get here, I think we'll see so many more of these. And by the time I think the movie gets here, they'll have the toy like
the whole lineup. Yeah.
Well, they'll have the mask, right? Because I remember when X-Men 97 was about a month or two away from it coming on Disney Plus. I started to see the Wolverine sort of stuff, the claws and all of those things from X-Men 97 at like Walmart, Target. And so like this, I'm sure we'll start to see some of this stuff show up probably like right at the beginning of July or whatever, just to get people prepared. But it looks good. It looks good. You couldn't tell me that's not like a real skin. That shit looks good. I don't know what the artists there are incredible, but I saw that and thought, it's pretty dope. All right, so I saw this right here. All right, let me ask you your first time to do sequel. All right, what do you think? This is some quotes, and I'm not too sure how I'll just read this shit. This is Zach talking about when he was working on the DC stuff back in the day. Obviously, he's not. I never looked at this as the job. Oh, I'm the architect of DC. I need to create entertainment for DC that sells toys, and that is for the masses and fun for everyone. That's just not what he was. That wasn't his plan, right? He came there to make movies. Says it's Warner Brothers years. I didn't care about that. I like Batman. I like Superman. I wanted to make something cool. You picked the wrong guy if you wanted a product. And of course, they got the quotes from Gunn where he says, "This frees us to create a range of products," which sort of if you're from the outside looking in, the difference in these two things are pretty much like right here, put out in front of you. Range of products. I ain't trying to make a product, right? So,
I look at that as passion versus business.
Yeah.
You have Zach who's trying to maybe do a passion project because he loves the characters, he loves the lore, and this is what he wants to do. And then you have Gunn saying, "I'm going to stick to this so we can sell toys, posters, and a product." Right? When I look at this for face value, that's what comes to mind. Yeah.
So, and look, if you like one view or the other, that's fine. I tend really to Yeah, it is. I tend to. I am a fan of like Zach's sort of take on it, and I think he wasn't making, like you said, he wasn't making movies so that there could be action figures released or whatever the case may be. Whatever you want to take out. I just thought that was very interesting, considering these two quotes were like years apart, bro. Like a long time apart. As far as what he was doing with when he was in there. Dude, have you seen this? Okay, I'm about to.
For the video game.
Yeah.
I watched it this morning.
Yeah, dude. So like A Quiet Place, they're putting out a game, and I was a little skeptical watching this at first, but then by the end of it, I was like, that could be good. It depends on how much they're going to charge for it and things of that nature. You want to do a personal vibe with the IP gun? That's also you know what I'm saying. Like if you want to look at it that way, that's and that is literally he wasn't looking for this, and at the time that's what when Zach was looking to do that at the time, what had happened at Marvel was that's what they were doing, was that it was looking at to make so you can have not just movies in this universe. He didn't want to do that, and so like that's just. When I pulled up those two sort of different viewpoints on a cinematic universe based on content that came from comic books, that's just like two totally different, you know what I'm saying? Like two totally different ways to think about it or whatever. Smile too. Smile. You know how I am, man.
And he's got to keep the lights on.
Yeah. So check this out. If you guys haven't seen this, there's a Quiet Place game coming out. And like I said, when I saw this at first, I started watching. I was like, okay. Toward the end, I was like, okay. Let's see. Is it gonna be like as long as they ain't trying to charge me $70 for this? Let's see. Let's take a look, man. And it's first person too. Oh. And the character apparently has asthma. You want to talk about playing a video game with the lights on, bro?
Yeah, really. That sounds great. You're gonna have to make as aliens have to make sure someone's home.
Yeah, man. No, that's interesting. Because I'm a fan of the first two movies, so like I do enjoy A Quiet Place. So let's see what you think about that. Did you like the first A Quiet Place movies?
So I do like the movies.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I do like the movies. Now as far as this game goes, obviously it's a quick trailer, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like that obviously says first trailer, but
So like a teaser.
I want to see more of the gameplay itself,
Mhm.
like and the engine that's driving it. Because
Yeah.
I mean, as you know, as a gamer, some of these trailers can be very deceptive.
Very deceptive.
Then
Yeah,
once you actually see the gameplay, you're like, oh, come on, this is a disappointment.
Yeah. So I feel you. So like that's why when it first started, and I was like intrigued just by it put you in that world. And of course, when you watch the first two movies, you're gonna be like, damn, I wonder what I would do in that fucking, you know what I mean? Just in that situation where you can't make a sound.
Well, in that situation, I just would have turned the lights back off.
Oh yeah,
and laid back down.
Creep out the window and bounce or something along those lines.
Yeah, I'm not going out in that room.
I like the I did like the character, I guess, having asthma. That was kind of cool. The same way the daughter in the movies had that she couldn't hear. That was incredible, man. Like I think that's probably my favorite part about those movies is the daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because I think her character was so powerful. And the fact that she couldn't hear made that shit just that much. You know what I'm saying?
Now they can bring that aspect into the game. Like we see this, they've got asthma. Now, if they can incorporate that somehow into the game where you have to use the inhaler, because you're out of breath, whatever, or you have to find more, otherwise you're going to
die. That's
something
dope.
Like that. They can incorporate those types of aspects into the game. I think that would make it that much better.
Yeah, no. So we'll see. Like you said, yeah. We'll see if they it says later this year. So let's see if they drop us some more than that before the game comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But it does look very interesting. Look, Sony, I wanted to bring this up. I am a fucking massive Uncharted fan. Like for the longest time, Uncharted 4 was like my favorite game. And as a fan, I thought the movie. I know a lot of people didn't like the movie, but I thought it was as faithful to the game as they could have gotten, and it was very good. Like when the movie was over, I was like, damn, I kind of want to watch that a lot. And I purchased it on physical media or whatever. Just because I think look, Tom Holland's everywhere, and I kind of wasn't on board with either one of these castings when they happened.
Yep.
But then after I saw the movie and I saw like Wahlberg's take on Sully, I was like, oh, they can make this work. And then of course, because remember before the movie came out, everybody had seen that fan video, that fan movie short film with Nathan Fillion, and he was great. Like when I heard them cast Tom, I said, what are y'all doing? The fuck? We got a Drake right there. He did a great and so, but I thought they did a terrific job with the movie. I thought I liked it. So seeing this,
I'm surprised they've waited this long to do a follow-up, because it's been over 2 years since the first movie came out, and the first movie did really well at the box office. So I think it like doubled or tripled the budget for the film. So I'm surprised it took it this long to get one done.
Yeah. I think
or even confirm, actually, just to confirm that they were.
Yeah. I think it probably had to do with, scheduling, obviously, with both, because they both earn shit like year long. That's probably a thing too. And especially with Holland, because he's in like franchises.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was probably a thing. And also, I don't know, maybe them coming up with a story. Maybe they didn't want to retread anything from the games, want to come up with something fresh for a new, for another chapter or whatever they say. I'll just say no reason. And hyper sequels are going to be adapting the first game based off the post-credit scene. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. The first game. Yeah. So he ain't even close to Sully. Yeah. See, when he got cast, I was like, what is happening right now? There's no way this is for real. And then I saw it again. I was like, man, that movie's not going to be good. And then I loved it. So I think, and then once I saw his take on it, it's especially towards the end of the movie, I was like, I feel you, Mark Wahlberg. I feel you. I'm excited. Hopefully this comes out. Probably at least a year from now.
At least a year.
Yeah, at least. And that's not even considering what Tom Holland still has yet to do with Spider-Man and all of that kind of stuff. That's sort of coming, that's coming right at us before this one is anyway.
Well, and it confirms he won't be taking a break right after he's done with Spider-Man if he's going to
Nah.
be right into something like this. So
Yeah. So he's probably this is some of the before we jump on to the last two topics, man. Ross Marquand, he plays on Invincible. Dude, I don't know if you saw this. Next year,
Invincible season 3. We're almost wrapped on that, and that's going to be coming out probably. I don't want to speak for because Robert would be like, "Don't tell people anything because we don't know." But I have a feeling it's probably going to be early next year. Invincible season 3.
Oh man,
and that's going to be coming out probably.
The thing with that is, when it took so long for season 2, and I got it, the animation that was the hardest thing to work on. They talked about it when the second season came out at length about like how hard it was to do certain, and they even threw in a joke that sort of showed you how hard it was, where they would cut away so that they didn't have to do animation for certain things like mouths for voices or whatever, which was cool. And I'm like, yo, hopefully that means the third season might come out maybe December. Like maybe no. I'm like, damn, dude, man.
And what do we consider early next year? Like March?
Yeah,
that's still early.
Yeah. So I got it. I mean, Robert Kirkman probably is like, hey man, shut the fuck up. We don't say nothing. So who knows? Maybe early next year is New Year's Day. Maybe. I was thinking we'd at least get it the same time we got part 1 of Invincible season 2, which was last year. Like, and so now he said early next year. Maybe he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just, he's just
or he's saying this just to throw people off, right?
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's the case. And then they just suddenly drop it on us on like Thanksgiving or some shit. Wouldn't that be?
That would be something.
Think about it, them suddenly dropping episode 1 of season 3 of Invincible on Thanksgiving. That would be
just dropping it. And just drop it. Don't
don't say nothing.
Kind of like they did with Godzilla -1 on Netflix. They just put it out there.
Just drop it. Yeah, for sure. All right. Also, one last thing I want to throw up here. Jordan Peele dropped this date. I'm guessing that's his next movie. Next film, October 23rd, 2026. Don't know anything about it. Don't know who's in it or anything like that. But apparently that's when his next film will drop. So we'll have to just watch details and
that's not that far away either. So he's got to be pretty far along on something if he's going to be dropping something that soon. So
yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's talk about it. We got 3 episodes dropped on us pretty swiftly last Wednesday at midnight. The Boys season 4. I'll just real quick.
How you feeling, man? Come on, tell me how you feeling.
They're at the top of their game, man. At the top of their game, and I don't think I think they continue to top themselves. No matter how ridiculous you seem to think that what you saw the season before that was, then they put the sauna scene right in your face.
Oh, man.
Ruthie said no spoilers. She seen it.
Well, we won't say anything outside of
outside of certain scenes. Okay, yeah. You gotta get caught up, Ruthie, because on Mondays we're gonna be discussing the spoilers. They continue to impress. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was just an extra plus. On for the cast. Visual effects always look good for Amazon throws money at their shows anyway. Just Rings of Power. That's all I got. Just remember Rings of Power. I think the Deep, but dude, that joke, and it was stupid, and it still made me laugh. The Deep was like, she was like, they were pulling up candidates for the 7, and he goes, yeah, but she's a butterface. What that means is her body's really nice, but her face, dude, I couldn't stop laughing. Like it was.
Yeah, I haven't heard that, and I think it ages us a bit because I haven't heard that
in such a long time.
So long. I mean, probably when I was in high school, I think it was the last time I probably heard that be used.
Yeah, man, and it was so funny, man, and it just everything works well. I think everybody who works on this, kudos. It doesn't, and I think the choice with I can't remember her name. The really, really smart woman. That's
Sister Sage.
Yeah, Sister Sage. Yeah. Oh, that was dope. That was like, and look, like again, I've never read The Boys, like as far as the comic books go. Like I've read a few issues here and there, but I've never I'm not up on the story if that's actually in it. But that choice to have her sort of with that, what he says to her was, or would you like to have your plans implemented on a global scale?
Yeah.
And you see her face, I was like, yo. And that was like, oh, so this is the, the plan. And obviously you saw before that, in that episode where you saw where like those plans started to work.
Yeah.
There's asshole pictures in this. There's everything you could ask for. They gave it to us in the sauna scene.
Fuck yeah, that sauna scene was. I'm just gonna be blunt, man. That sauna scene was fucked.
Yeah, it was.
I was not. I mean, okay, so I won't spoil it. I'm not gonna say what happens if you haven't seen it. So I want to be very clear. We'll not, because I don't want to take that from anyone.
No, you have to see it. Yes,
for yourself.
Yeah,
but something's coming. You just don't know what it is.
Yeah,
and when it does, man,
you know what it is? They did it. Oh my! I can't believe I didn't think of this. The way that the door opens to the sauna is the same way Bruce Willis opened the door in Pulp Fiction at the end when he opens the door and Zed is like doing what he's doing to you remember that's the same way that scene unfolded.
And the sauna scene was shocking, but then the next 10 to 12 minutes was just as shocking.
Was just yeah. Dude,
maybe disturbing might be a better word, but for the boys though, I mean, it was on par. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less. So
I think Will Ferrell, he shows up at. I was like, what is Will Ferrell doing here?
I was surprised.
He's training A-Train. They never cease to, and I mean, at this point now, I mean, I there were times like I probably the second season where I was like, okay, these motherfuckers really pushed it. They, not the first, but the first season had its moments, but the second one, they really push it, and then now you're used to it to the point. But that's the sauna scene was still like,
man. I think the sauna scene is probably the most shocking of all the scenes thus far. Except for the one episode in season 3, when they're at like the cabin when.
You talk about the Herogasm?
Yes, Herogasm. Yeah. Except for that episode, this has to be probably the most shocking bit so far. But we still have 5 more.
Yes, 5. We still have
for this season, and then we have the final season, season 5. So who knows? I'm sure they're going to top it in some way, right? So
yeah, I think what's his name? Kripke, is that the showrunner? Eric Kripke or
yeah.
I think he had to go ahead. I think because he came out a few days last week sometime and said that season 5 would be the last one. I think he was getting questioned to the point where he just said, okay, let me just tell y'all season 5 is gonna be the last one, because it was what you saw online was a lot of people's excitement for season 4, and then the second half of it was, is this going to be the final season? How many seasons are we going with this, like, or whatever? So, and that's good, because I think a lot of my favorite shows, they sort of knew when to wrap it up. Like Breaking Bad, I always say famously 5 seasons, and you know what I'm saying, like, and it sort of wrapped up a clean story in that little bit of time. So, but yeah, she said I went and came back. Oh, did I miss a spoiler? Oh, we didn't talk about it.
No, we didn't mention any spoilers. No.
I do like where it's going. I like the story. I do like sort of A-Train kind of being in the fold with that sort of side of it. I think that was cool. I love I love all of them, man. And I think it's hard because, especially last season, you just swore somebody's gone. Somebody's catching it, and they thus far haven't broken our hearts like that. And I remember early in watching the show, I would always say, well, Frenchie's like the least loved, I think. But dude, everybody loves Frenchie, man. Frenchie's dope. Like, I don't want to see none of them go, man.
Yeah, some of them. I think you definitely have a core fan base who look at Frenchie the same way as people look at Daryl from The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's like if you kill Daryl, we riot, right?
Yeah,
I think there's that core that feel that same way about Frenchie. I think we're gonna get 1 or 2 main character deaths before this season is over, especially now knowing what they probably will be planning for in the final season.
With the virus. You've seen Gen V, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
that was cool. I like the way that's being pulled in there too. I saw some post today where somebody was asking if that I can't remember her name. The main character from Gen V will be able to pull that out of Butcher if she needed to for whatever. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. We'll see if that I'm on a holiday from the day I've downloaded it and watched it. Oh yeah, watching this.
But yeah, I so the one thing I'll say I'm enjoying thus far about this is how they've adjusted Homelander's character. From what we've seen thus far, and now how he's I'll say how he's changed so far in the season, and you can see it's just gonna get more vengeful, right, crazier as the season goes on, and that I do like, because he was obviously portraying an image for the first 3 seasons, or especially through the end, right up until the end of season 3, and now we see where it's like, okay, there's cracks in this foundation, and we're gonna witness these cracks
like sort of
completely burst open, and he's gonna be something we haven't seen yet before. So I am liking that aspect of the story.
Yeah. Also, when I think I probably felt the same way as his son when he showed up during his thing. I was like, oh, get out of here, man.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh man. And so like then you saw what the repercussions were from that instantly, dude. You know what I mean? So no, I think look, the show is, I don't anticipate a time when I don't find the show entertaining. Like, I don't think, and you could say what you want. They do the most grotesque and craziest shit as tastefully as you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was, and you could say, oh, it's not tasteful at all, but think about it. They can do this in a way where you probably don't want to watch The Boys no more. You know what I'm saying? Where you don't want to come back, where it gets that off the chains. But they know exactly where the limit is. And I think they've known how far they could throw the line out from season 1, but they've only thrown it out just a little bit thus far. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to throw it out maximum season 5. And then you're going to be like, oh, shit. You son of a bitch.
Because for season 5, I mean, what do you have to lose at that point, right? We know this is the last season, and we're just gonna go with it, right? And I hope that's what they do. And based on what we've seen, I have every expectation that will happen.
Yeah,
and I would be shocked if they just said, oh, we're gonna pull back a little bit. No, I think they're just gonna put it all out there, knowing, hey, this is it. Let's just take it as far as we can.
And if season 4 is able to sort of garner, and it's going to, I think it's in the summertime. It's literally on at the same time. Not the same time, but it's running sort of a few days ahead of another very, very, very popular show that we're about to talk about. So like, people gonna be watching, and I think if this season is able to sort of, I mean, obviously they're probably gonna garner some more new viewers just because of word of mouth or whatever. That's how the show's become popular this far. Because I remember the first season, it had good viewers, but it wasn't as strong. But then when people watched it after it came out, leading up to the second season, then it just exploded, and it's like this major thing. So if they're able to kill it with the 4th season, the 5th season, knowing it's going to be the final one before it even comes out, that's something they can really lean on. Be like, yo, you do not want to miss the final season of the motherfucking Boys, because it's going to be what you've seen thus far. Throw that, you know what I'm saying? Throw that out the window. And they'll be able to give you that sort of thing. And people at that point in time, after seeing 4 seasons of this insanity, going to be like,
I just hope we get to, again, my biggest thing, I think I said this last week when we were leading up to the release of the show, was they got to bring Soldier Boy back.
Yes.
The final season. They got
Oh yeah. He has to. Yeah. So yeah, he has to for sure. So yeah, The Boys, highly recommend it. If you haven't seen The Boys yet, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's good. It's gross. It's funny. It is outrageous, and it is probably the best comic book show I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? As far as live action, like adaptation from it's dope. It's absolutely incredible, man.
Yeah, so, absolutely. Yeah, that's
watch The Boys, and we're gonna be talking about that shit every Monday for sure. Talking about The Boys until it is done. And so real quick before we go, we have one last thing to talk about. House of the Dragon season 2 premiere was last night. The show was insane. Real quick before we get into it, I did want to put up the schedule. I saw this last week, so obviously last night we saw episode 1, episode 2, the 23rd, and so we're looking at August 4th being so like when And I think the boys will probably wrap up somewhere because they put out their first 3 episodes at one time. So it's going to be probably it's going to end a little bit earlier. But so if this is a schedule, just in case you didn't know, all of them Sundays, all of them 9 p.m. Eastern time. So
yeah, the boys will end before just after episode 5 of this show. So the boys ends on July 18th. That's the
okay.
final
So
episode.
the Wednesday after. Okay, yeah.
The Wednesday after.
Oh,
So
the Thursday after.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the 6, 7, and 8 will just kind of be out there on their own for this show. So
yeah. So hey, man, let's
man,
let's get it up here, dude. What'd you think, man? Were you impressed with it? With the first episode?
I was, because I like the fact that it was setting the tone for how vengeful this and I'm gonna butcher some of these names, obviously, like Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you noticed it. She only had one line in the whole episode, and it wasn't until the end.
Yep,
and
pretty close. Yeah,
and that one line you saw when you just saw the look on Damon's face, like, finally the handcuffs are off. I got you. Let's do this.
Yep.
And because I mean, I've made no bones about this on previous shows we've done. Is, you know, Damon's my favorite character. I'm a Matt Smith is one of my favorite.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, just to see the look on his face when she returned, kind of said that one thing and then walked away. You could just see, like, finally, I can go do what I can go do.
Yeah, because he was wanting to bounce right after when we first saw him at the beginning of the episode. Yeah.
And the other thing was, which I don't think many people were aware of, was when she's out there trying not so much to confirm, but I guess find peace of that her and everyone knows this because her son died in the previous season at the end.
Right at the end.
So no spoiler there. We all knew that. But it's just the fact that she's trying to find that closure to, like, is he actually dead?
And it's what's her name said. I can't remember her name. That was talking to Damon right there at the beginning. She said no, she needs to, because it's just like with her and her daughter. She needed to see before she could actually, like, fully accept the fact that her son was gone. Yeah,
correct. So when she actually confirms it, one thing I didn't know, I didn't know until after I watched it again, that his dragon. So her dragon is the mother of his dragon. Yeah. And so they were talking about how even Rhaenyra's dragon is kind of mourning.
Oh, you heard it.
Well, yeah, but it didn't register to me when I was watching it the first time. So I went back and watched it again to pick up on things I might have missed. And that I was like, oh, I didn't catch that the first time. Yeah.
Like you could hear it. Like it's almost when they come up on that one where she's looking down and she sees that they found something down there, you can hear the drag. And then once they get there, it's the same situation, like two mothers, or whatever. So no, and I think, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, in Game of Thrones, there's a lot of cheer moments or whatever, and there are 2 deaths that got the loudest. Well, no matter where you were, whenever you talked about it, from the original Game of Thrones series, number 1, Joffrey. I have never heard cheers so loud from a character dying in a show than that one. Joffrey was the and then the second. Oh wait, what was the second one? I was trying to remember. Shit, I just lost it. The
daughter being burned at the stake. Is that what you're thinking about?
No. Nobody cheered it. No, I'm saying.
Oh, you mean like cheer, like in like?
No. It was Littlefinger. It was Littlefinger. That's my bad.
Yes.
Littlefinger was the second one. Then it got the, and I think by the time Littlefinger died, Game of Thrones' fan base was so much larger than it was when Joffrey got killed. That was why you know what I'm saying, that the cheers were louder. Because I used to watch this. I don't know if you've ever seen it. There's this bar in Boston that dude used to, like, every Sunday when Game of Thrones was on, he would, like, pack his house with Game of Thrones fans, and they would do a live watch, and they do a live reaction to every episode, and it was always cool to watch that because I would always like to go to one of those things, never was able to, but you would hear, like, their reactions to certain things that would happen in the show, and it would be your exact reaction. So, like, Littlefinger, I think the knight that's with Alicent, I can't remember his name, whenever he goes, because everybody hates him now. We're 1 episode into the 2nd season, and I can't tell you how many memes I've seen today about how much people, and he gets on my nerves too. He got on my nerves in the first season of House of the Dragon just because how he is and shit. But yeah. So, like, it's funny that Alicent sort of hated on Rhaenyra for exactly what she got caught doing at the end of this episode when the queen burst in there with her baby and shit. The same shit she was doing, that's the shit she hated on Rhaenyra for. So it's like Game of Thrones always seems to keep this gossipy like thing going with it that you just love it because it's just like it ain't happened in my life, it's happening on TV, so I can enjoy this as much as I want to. And it's also it's intriguing. So I thought it was good. I thought Game of Thrones is always going to look good. They always HBO has never spared a damn dollar in making sure that show looks as amazing as it can. That's why Game of Thrones, the original series, that's my favorite show of all time. Like, period. Just Breaking Bad is a very, very close second, but just because of the acting, everything that they put involved, they put their resources in that show, and it shows it. You know what I'm saying? So like, this will look good. I love the fact that Rhaenyra, like you said, only had one line in the show. I think the scene where her son comes back to tell him, because him and his brother both left to do the same thing that he came back to report on, and you heard the crack in his voice, and it was one of those things where my wife was like, "Oh, we ain't watching that again," because it was pretty rough. And then I ended up watching it like about an hour before we did this again. Did this right here just to refresh or whatever. But no, man, good start. Very, very, very good start to the season. And they continue to do it, man. They continue to kill it with this, with like Game of Thrones in general. And I'm sure I haven't seen the numbers yet for last night's episode, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty up there. I can remember season 8 of Game of Thrones broke all the records, and then season 1 of House of the Dragon broke all of those records. So I'm pretty sure this one. If it didn't break the records, it probably came close to the viewership for the premiere for the first season. So,
and to your point, I think it's just going to those who didn't check it out or maybe hesitant. I think it will start drawing more people in, right, as the season starts to ramp up. Because again, based on what we saw and how this episode ended, the consequences of that action, some of these next few episodes are going to have to be fire.
It's gonna be fire, and
because no one saw that cliffhanger coming.
No, and I also the queen is. She's got to have something to do with the future of House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Because she can see shit, obviously, right? You saw her when they were in there, and she said, "I'm kind of scared." And the king was like, "Wait, what are you scared of?" They said, "No, I'm not the dragons, it's the rats." And she just looks around. And later on in that episode, the dude whose job it is to like catch rats in that castle literally is there, like right there at the end. So it's so crazy, man. It's so crazy, but I think I'd like to see her character be sort of what was his name? Bran. You remember Bran from Game of Thrones? So, sort of. I ain't trying to say have the sight or vision or anything like that, but obviously she can see more than just because she looks a little bit off a rocker, right? The way she talks about stuff and sort of like she's not all there, but she probably is and is probably pretty fucking smart, but just having dreams or whatever they said about that. So no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It delivered on what the Game of Thrones has given us, and it ended the way Game of Thrones likes to end some of their episodes, which, you know what I mean? And so
fuck.
yeah. What just, yeah. So,
and then they pretty much say, tune in next week.
Yes, basically. So, yeah. So real quick, we're gonna take a look. Hold on, real quick. I had to pull it up here.
It kind of makes you wonder why you're pulling that up. Kind of makes you wonder if they had a similar idea. Because we know about this is the House of the Dragon. If they had ever thought about doing something with the other houses, where it could be just as successful, right? So,
yeah. Oh yeah. That'd be. You know what? Well, they started filming on Dunk and Egg that the A Night of the Seven Kingdoms that sort of spinoff show that's supposed to be. I think it's before this. Is it?
Because one thing we did see in this episode, which was confirmed very widely today, was a certain member of the Stark family.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
That was good. But it was put out there that we will not see this member again this
To
season.
this season. Yep. I saw
So
that as well.
so it really makes me wonder then, okay, well, what are we going to see then in the future from either this character or the Stark family, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So yeah, that was dope to see. It's always good to see that, and his shit look real clean.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
dude.
Like it just the Stark emblem was so fresh. I was like, damn, dude's looking
Yep.
dope. And he had this the way he talked, like because you heard him like as the scene was about to start, you heard him talking over it. I was
Yep.
like, who is that? And then sort of then you get to the wall and you get to see the wall and all of that cool shit. That was dope, man. Let's see.
I mean, even though it was just what 3 to 5 minutes of the episode, it was still a good 3 to 5 minutes to see the character.
Let's see if this is it. Hold on, make sure. Oh yeah, that's it. All right. That's probably what I'm gonna do every time we talk about it. I'm gonna play the little weeks ahead trailer that they put up.
Oh yeah, they put this out today too.
I didn't end up seeing this last night. So I'm pretty sure if you haven't seen episode 1, there's probably some spoilers in this, but let's check this out real quick before we go. You hear it?
I'll kill them! I declare war!
You have wounded me, weakened my claim to the throne. Cannot trust you, Damon.
Oh,
Rhaenyra's supporters will believe what they wish. And so will Aegon's. The significance of Viserys' intentions died with him.
There is a war brewing.
This war will not be won with dragons alone, but with dragons flying behind armies of men.
Riverlands are the key to the war. Harrenhal is the key to the Riverlands.
Perhaps the presence of a dragon will sharpen minds round these parts.
The path I walk has never been trod.
There is more than one way to fight a war.
I will not be seen as weak.
You're already seen as weak, Aegon.
Beware how you speak to your king.
We must seize the hour and act before our enemy does.
Is there naught to be done but to claw for power? What we must do is terrible. Will you preside over it? We must break the will of our enemy.
There will be no mercy!
We have given the war to the dragons.
So there was nothing in that trailer. So for those watching, I did not see one thing in that trailer that will spoil episode.
Oh no. Yeah.
So you're good there, but yeah, Damon, come on, homie, what's going on?
yeah.
Don't let me down, man. Don't let me down.
Yeah, because obviously we talked about at the beginning of the episode, he was already about to just go out there and do some crazy shit, and without Rhaenyra's blessing, because she was sort of trying to come to terms with the passing of her son. You know what I'm saying? Since she's on there. So that looked good. I can't wait, and then we're gonna have some exciting shit to talk about for the next 9-10 weeks when we talk about Game of Thrones, man. So damn, dude, I can't wait, man. It was incredible. So real quick before we bounce, I did want to reiterate, if you missed it at the beginning of the show, this show will be moving to Mondays and Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern time. I have got a new job, and my schedule's working overnights, man. So I should be able to sort of get at least in the chat on some of Andre's did y'all watch The Boys?
Yeah, so Andre and I do a boys watch party at midnight on Wednesday. So on the first 3, because there were 3 on the one night, we waited till the next day and did all 3 back to back from like 10 to like 1, like 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. So then this week since it's going back to just that one episode a week, so we'll start probably about 10 minutes before the drop, recap, and then we switch over to put the feed on Twitter and then watch the episode and then kind of do another quick post afterwards
to talk about
thoughts
and stuff. Okay, cool, man, cool. So I should be able to be in the chat. I mean, I'm gonna be awake at those times now.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Hey, really appreciate you, and thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, hey, yo, appreciate y'all watching, man. I know, you know, I hadn't done a show since last Monday, so obviously we're running a little long today, but there's a lot to talk about. And for the foreseeable future, on Mondays we'll be talking about The Boys and House of the Dragon, man. Going over our thoughts and things of that nature on stuff that's taking place in those universes. Damn, we're living it right now. There's two great shows on at one time. I'm fucking let's
and they got released pretty much, you know, fairly close. I mean, had The Boys had just done one episode, they would pretty much just be right on par.
They would, they would. They would end the same week, pretty much. Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, appreciate y'all. We'll see you guys later. It starts this Friday, 8 a.m. is going to be the first morning show because I started the job today, but I had to go in there today for some things. But I'll start tomorrow night officially on the night shift. So Friday morning, 8 a.m. is going to be the first morning show, and I guess have your coffee ready. I don't drink coffee, but some people might.
Get that Red Bull out.
Yeah. As always, Sean, I appreciate you. Everybody who watched, I appreciate y'all, and see y'all later. Peace.